that is where I'm taking the ritual repair. It's not just about, fixing some holes or, like sewing something up or patching something up. No, this is about really being intentional about this second layer of skin, this second home of ours on this planet, because I honestly believe the first home that we ever have on this planet is our bodies, and the second home is our clothing. And I don't think that we've really looked at it like that, because even me, having been homeless multiple times, sometimes I would only have what was on my back. And to really break it down, it's like if I was by myself, just roaming the world, and I have been by myself roaming the world, and to only have the clothing on my back, what does that really mean? How have we really been seeing this? And yeah, I'm kind of just ranting at the moment, but I promise you with some gems in here. Because the fact that Black women's hair has been under attack, our skin is under attack. Even for me, like going into these environments, into workplaces, the first thing that's usually under attack is the way I dress. Because I usually have my own style. And to be honest, I'm usually the one getting compliments from customers about my style. I remember one of the first places I worked at was a restaurant when I came to Memphis. And, I would wear my crop tops. And for me, I've realized, even after working in strip clubs and serving, especially on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, when I feel good, when I feel sexy, when I feel like in my bag, I make so much more money. And I have so much more fun with my clientele, and I'm able to really host the party. And I realized, my clothing is really getting, people are attacking me because I look good. And that's usually what happens to Black women. We are attacked because we look so fucking good, because we are so unique, because our style is so dope. And it's like, okay, well, since you want to attack me, how about I create a framework or a garment or a wardrobe that's woven with intentionality and protection and self-love and, just reverence for who the fuck I am, who my ancestors are, really just sitting in that reverence, sitting in that luxury of my Blackness. Me looking back at that past version of me, I had to go through that. She had to exist in order for me to exist at this moment, to be talking to you and to really understand the power of Black style, Black culture, Black spirituality. And, that was a true beginning when it comes to my spiritual journey. I've been on this journey for so long. And at that point, 10 years ago, actually now it's 11 years around, I'm very grateful for that version of me because she was asking all the right questions. She was on the fucking money. And now as we go on this journey I really want to teach y'all about sewing. And I'm not just talking about threading a needle, stitching a stitch. I'm talking about the spiritual foundation of this shit, because this is real magic. To be able to reinvent yourself at the drop of a dime, that shit is fucking powerful. For me, because even at the smallest point where it's you buy a pair of jeans and the jeans don't fit you all the way right, but if you could bring it in just a little bit at the waist and, bring it in just a little bit at the ankle just to fit you like a glove. Do you know how high your confidence goes when you're able to have that much power over the way you look And not just the way you look. I'm talking about your confidence. I'm talking about your power, your personal power, and the way that you step out into this world, into this very volatile and crazy world. But to step out with the confidence and the power, it's a different level of being. And I'm just very grateful because I did not realize as a child, like the journey I was embarking on, the power of the craft that I've invested in over the years. And, I think once you learn how to sew, if you're very interested in the spiritual foundation of this, I think that this will take your power to an entirely different level. Because for me, it's like, if you understand how to do this, not only is this dope, it's sustainable. We're talking about because the fashion industry is constantly throwing away clothes. It's constantly creating new things and throwing away landfills full of old clothes and things of that nature. And it's like, now that we are in the era of seriously upcycling, even like right now with the cyber deck movement that's going on, that's so fucking dope. It's just the nostalgia of it. And for me, nostalgia is a very powerful thing as well. Not just dwelling in, oh, that was a nice thing, but looking to the past for answers and inspiration is also a very powerful thing.